Away and welcome to our first spoiler discussion, and today we're talking about Mother.
Yeah, if you guys have watched any Big Screen Hooligans videos, you know we try to keep spoilers down to a bare ass minimum. Because we don't want to spoil the whole thing for you guys. But for this movie, we figured
we're gonna make an exception.
We just can't discuss this shit without spoiling it. So
I think you like when we walked out that movie, you were like, we have to discuss this movie because
I was shook, man. Shook.
This movie. Look.
Oh, hold up. So, spoiler warning. Duh. If you guys haven't seen the movie,
or don't intend on watching this movie.
Yeah, if you want to be gratified in your decision not to watch the movie, watch the spoiler review.
But brace yourself. Do not watch this review or this discussion if you plan on watching this movie at all. Do not. It's going to like. I can't even. Do you know what's amazing is like a film like Blade Runner 2049. Like the whole movie's a spoiler, and this is similar. It's also in that thing where the trailer gives away nothing.
I give you nothing,
like
but it takes from you everything.
Nah, this movie will take your soul, bro.
Okay, let's jump in it first. There's no score in this movie, guys. It's all just sound effects.
Like the house feels just.
They made it alive. The house is an actual character in the movie, and it's alive. Like any old house, creaks and shit, normal. But this house has organs and shit that pop out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it bleeds.
And it's quite messed up. So I mean, let's get into like.
Well, it doesn't start messed up. It starts like a normal thriller vibe with tension is peaking, and then you see J-Lo and she's wearing sheer things, and that had my attention because she's a very attractive lady.
Yes. Now this movie deals with J-Lo and Javier Bardem, and they're living in this house.
By the way, throughout the whole movie, no character gets a name. So, we're going to call her Mother. We're going to call Javier Bardem's character
Him.
Him, or the poet, or the creator. More on that later. Michelle Pfeiffer. I think I'll call her Eve for some reason.
But this is a spoiler review.
Oh yeah, I don't have to be said. We're going to call her Eve. What was that to do? Was it Eve?
Ed Harris was Adam.
Adam.
So basically, you can get the gist of this. This movie is about. It has to deal with religion and like creation, and man populating the earth. So basically,
and fucking it all up like we do.
So Javier Bardem essentially plays God. Like that's the gist of it. He's the creator, and it starts out with him.
But like a fucked up version that doesn't really care.
And it's like, it starts out with him placing the heart on the mantle, and then it's like.
No, it starts out with a lady on fire, and we see this girl is on fire, because she was, and then he places the crystal
on the mantle, and then the house comes to life, and then
so
J-Lo pops up in the bed.
He hits the reboot button, like his character Mund, and he's just like, okay, here's another $2. Game's a $2 now, right? I don't know.
I have no idea.
And what's the in my
Anyways,
day, back in my day it was 50 cents. So the movie starts out him and Mother alone in this house, this creepy ass house that you think is alive, but you figure more on that later. And the ideal just loving relationship is shattered. Well, not really. When a man appears.
Yeah, I mean it's the sickly doctor. He pitches up. Mm-hmm. He's a fan of the poet.
You don't find out at first, but they set up really creepy, and all the while your mind is trying to work out what the hell is happening. Trust me, people. Well, you should know because you watched this already. You didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, you if you've not seen like anything about this movie, like this will fuck you up because you're trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
You think it's a normal movie? Spoiler! It's not.
But this is the thing, is like, they introduce his character and then his wife comes along, Michelle Pfeiffer's character comes in.
And she's a bitch.
Yeah, and it's just like, everything becomes more unsettling. And I think what really unsettled me is like the use of camera shot. There's a lot of point of view from Jennifer Lawrence and a lot of movement through the house. Very like, close to medium shots, which kept everything very claustrophobic.
Very claustrophobic. So if you are a type of person that likes your space to be your space, and you don't like people to get in that space
This
and
movie
to
will-
screw your shit up. If you like your house nice, neat and tidy, and you and like your cousins come over and they wreck the place and you have to tidy it again, and that drives you nuts.
Yeah, this is gonna flip and blow your mind to like tiny little pieces.
So I was at the edge just because of that.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the thing is, it's like the slow burn, tension, unsettling, like, you feel like something's amiss the whole time. But yeah, like,
No,
you're
it's,
sitting
it's,
there.
it's a slow burn that never lets up in its space.
Yeah.
So it gradually just increases, and at some point you're on a freight train, hurtling towards a dead end, and you're just like, let's go, man.
So what happens is, Adam and Eve, that's Ed Harris and Michelle Pfeiffer's character, they pitch up at the house. They're looking for a place to stay. They stay for a little while. They end up going up to his study, which is like off limits, which
Yeah.
can
so,
be.
So they go to heaven and they
Shut the heart.
which probably a metaphor for the fruit of knowledge.
Yes, and they basically then have everybody on seals of.
He smites them. Hey,
He smites them,
Zack.
and that is like sort of like the first major thing that really happens,
Yeah.
and then their sons come along.
So if you're looking for like normal story arc where you have 3 acts.
No. And then their sons come along, so this is Cain and Abel. They have a fight about like inheritance and shit, and then Cain kills Abel, he disappears. And at this point, Jennifer Lawrence is trying to make sense of what the fuck is going on. Like
She's
why
losing
is-
her shit.
yeah,
She's
because
losing
she's like, look at all these strangers in my house. What the hell is going on? Come on, bruh. Don't you love me? Kick them out the house. Come on, this is too much. And then it gets even more messed up because then they decide to have the funeral in the house. And more people start pitching up. And this is sort of like the whole allegory for
And those people start
Man.
messing up now. Yeah, it's like us. So we appeared on this beautiful planet,
and we just took over.
and we just like rabbits. We just like, this is ours now, and let's screw it up.
And what I really liked that Aronofsky did was like the house and mother, they're one in the same, but like Jennifer Lawrence is the physical manifestation of the earth spirit,
Yeah.
which is great
Yeah.
because it gives you a bit of more insight into the earth. It's not just a thing, like
Mhm.
you it makes it relatable, which is great. It makes it relatable, but it also makes it fucking terrifying.
So
After they
so,
catch
so,
all this guy.
yeah, mother is sufficiently like messed up and perturbed as anyone would be. It's her house. She smites him out. She's like Arsenal fans. We like Wenger after they lose. Wenger out. And that's what they do. Is get out. Get out.
Get out of here.
And then she goes to Javier Bardem's character, him, and he's like, alright, put a baby in me. It's go time. Bow chicka wow wow.
Yeah, I don't see anything but like, then she's pregnant, which is.
Yeah, she wakes up after the night, and she's like, I'm pregnant. If like I woke up next to a chick, and she's like, I'm pregnant, that'd be fucked up, man. We're like, you get out of there.
Yo,
Run.
you would spot.
You spat.
You'd be like, no.
This chick is crazy.
Anyways,
Fast forward.
yeah.
Few months.
So what happens is like after a few months, she's pregnant. More people start.
No, we missed a step.
Okay.
Actually, we missed a step from the start. So, which is like anyone tells a story. Javier Bardem's character is a writer, right? We call him him, right? He's him. He's a
Yeah.
poet. He's a creator.
He's God. He's the God allegory.
Yeah, but at this point in the story, he's still just a writer.
With
But-
writer's block.
with massive writer's block. A writer that hasn't written, a massively popular writer that hasn't written anything in a long ass time. Because he's lacked the inspiration. Guess what it takes to get into write again?
A baby.
A baby. Put a baby in a
Baby.
belly. And then he was like, well, this inspires me.
And then he writes what becomes his best work, which we can assume is the
Magnum
new.
opus. They don't ever actually say what the words are because it would mess you up, right? Because it is so emotionally moving, the work.
But I mean, we can assume that it's the New Testament that they're talking about. And I mean, after he releases his work, he gets his publisher, surprisingly played by Kirsten Wig, which was quite a shocking this year.
It's shocking, it was not a comedic role. Eh?
Yeah, no, that was not at all.
There's no comedy in this movie, guys.
No, like, when people say, like, movies need to take a light tone, like, if you want to see something that's dark, purely dark, this is it. This is the movie.
You think Pan's Labyrinth was dark? No.
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 So anyways, what happens is he invites people over for the release of his new book. They come, and they come in droves.
So a few people come about on a day when mother is making him a meal, a wonderful like 7-course like beauty, just to celebrate because she wants to be with him. She wants that closeness and that
She wants
that celebration. Just the two of them.
out of her love for him.
Yeah, like Dr. Evil and Mini-Me, just the two of us. You and I. At this point in the movie, it was a pretty thrilling affair. Like your mind was just clicking and clicking, trying to figure out what was going on. And it was like as Shelly mentioned earlier, as that nomad Shed mentioned earlier, it was a nice little slow burn, nice little. We're going up the roller coaster. This is the point where Diana Hofsey says, "Screw these people, it's time to fuck this shit up," and he just drops us, not down the roller coaster, he just removes the roller coaster entirely, and we're just at the mercy of gravity.
Yeah, so imagine being like a kilometer up in the sky and just falling. This is what this movie delves into. So what happens from the supper is complete chaos.
No one
These
eats,
people,
or they eat something.
people come into the home and they start just wrecking shit. They start just taking everything,
It's
ripping
the
the
most
walls. It's
disturbing thing.
brutal.
It's so disturbing.
It's so unsettling, and I mean everybody in the house is
So
just
that-
doing their own thing. and they're going,
They're such big fans of the writer's work, the poet's work, that they become fanatics and they start wanting pieces of his life and things in his house. So that chair there, the poet sat on it, it's mine now. And then other brothers like, no, I saw it before you, no, it's mine. And then they kill each other over it.
yeah, and it's
This is not something that happened, but lots of shit that happened. The next 20 minutes of the movie
is
feels
basically
like an hour. It goes through like a few minutes of Jennifer Lawrence's character's day, like while she's like about to pop with the baby, but it really feels like days with everyone else.
and I mean it gets crazier and crazier because you get SWAT teams coming in, you get like it turns into like a fucking world war inside the
Our
house.
words can't do this section justice
And I mean
at all.
it's blatantly like it's pretty simple to figure out. It's just how man is fucking up Earth. Like that's what it comes down to. It's man just taking it-
But not just Earth. We screw up the Earth. We screw up love. We screw up concepts of religion and how it came about, and just aspirations to
greatness. All to devotion.
to devotion. Yeah, and we corrupt it and we screw it up, and we take something pure and beautiful
And we
and we
do
turn it
it.
into something monstrous.
And it's quite scary because I think it taps into like who you are as a person. Like at that point, it's like it really seeps in, bruh.
And it's all the more just horrific because the entire scene and really the entire movie is from the perspective of Jennifer Lawrence's character mother, essentially the perspective of the Earth, and we see through her eyes
How devastating we
how
are.
monstrous humanity is, and how the benevolent character of the poet or God just
Is in the backseat. So
does nothing, just lets us screw shit up. Anyways, shit gets real and a baby is born.
yeah, and at this point, the baby is born in the study, so the kingdom of heaven, and this baby is supposed to be Jesus, the Jesus allegory. So what happens is like mother doesn't want to let go of this child.
She doesn't want to give it back to the poet because she's seen
What the-
just what he's capable of, just how much he loves.
Do you think it's
People loving him.
it's him showing it's him that she's afraid of, or of us, him giving the child, to us. And like what we do, our destructive nature.
Yeah, so throughout the movie, one of the key concepts of is a undying devotion and love for this character.
Yeah, it's very obvious.
But throughout it, she gets exposed to just
how morally and how corrupt we are, and how destructive.
Not how corrupt we are. How much he cares for everyone else. There's a part in the movie where she's like, "I gave you everything, and you gave it all away," which is like, really what he did. The character gave her the home, gave her the home, which is the world, gave her all of her time, all of her love, gave her a son, gave him a son, and he just gave it away. And then one of the most disturbing parts of the movie.
Yeah. So the next part of this movie is like,
so messed up.
Yeah, look, you've got to like really brace yourself for this, because I don't think anything can really prep you for this, because
in proper biblical allegory / metaphor, where
the child is passed around to the crowd.
Yeah, but then you hear a snap.
Well,
no, actually, there's the scene is so fucked up because the child is passed around.
But you get this fervor that starts building,
and you see the child's fear, even though it's a newborn child, and the child starts pissing everywhere.
And then the next thing you just hear a snap, and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
And then everything goes quiet.
And at this point, mother like loses her shit because she's like, where the fuck is my child? And then you get some really disturbing imagery because you see the child's carcass on an altar, and everybody's eating of the flesh. And I mean, it's so intense, because I mean, it's how
disturbing.
It's how we've perverted religion, and like we're all consuming it in our own ways. But I mean, it's a carcass of what it was essentially. That's the metaphor I drew from that. Like, it's quite intense, and at this point it gets really fucking intense because she snaps and she starts to fight back. She takes a shot of glass. She starts stabbing people.
Stabbing people who killed the lady.
Yeah, and then they start beating her.
Beating her and throwing out insults at her like war and slut and like and this visceral like.
I think it's like one of the most.
Stomping on her face and stuff.
I think it's one of the most realistic depictions of somebody being beaten by a mob, and
it's the least happy I've ever seen to see boobs.
It's just like.
Which is because it gets like there's nudity involved, but none of it, and it's Jennifer Lawrence nudity, but none of it is appealing because it's so violent, shocking and disturbing. And then the poet asks her to forgive them all.
Yeah, and at this point, like mother snaps, like proper like snaps. So she goes to the basement of the house where there's a furnace. And she decides to spill the oil and destroy everyone, like in this great big purge. And at this point, like the only person that survives is
the poet.
Yeah, I mean it's God. God is the only one who will survive that.
Why?
Because he's God.
Yeah, and just untouched by the flames and by the fire. She's alive, a burnt carcass or
that was quite an intense.
And because he needs one more thing from her.
And he needs a heart. And I mean,
he needs a love. So that he can
recreate
everything.
And I mean, at this point you get that line where she's like, I gave you everything, I gave you my love, and you never loved me back.
No, it's like I gave you everything and you just gave it away.
Yeah, and then and he makes such a striking point because he's like, I'm a creator, it's what I do. Like, it's such a powerful point. Like it's so poignant. It really hits home. And at this point, she gives him his heart. He takes and then they place it on the pedestal, and the house is reborn.
It's a throwback to the beginning of the movie. Everything gets rebooted.
But with a new mother.
With a new lady, yeah.
And you just kind of like wait. I can't watch another one.
Did God just hop to a different planet?
So I mean, mother was quite it's quite a powerful piece. I mean, there's no doubt. You don't have to like it, but it speaks volumes.
You don't have to like it, and I don't think anyone should like the concept and what's actually in the movie. But what it will do is make you feel something. In a time when Hollywood movies these days, they don't really make you feel much other than just a dull sense of entertainment. Like, oh, shit is happening.
Exciting.
This makes you feel. It makes you feel disgust. It makes you feel terror. It makes you feel claustrophobic. It makes you feel for the mother.
It makes you feel unease.
So much unease, but it makes you feel. It makes you think. It taps into emotions. From a very young age, I saw Mufasa die, and I was like, that's enough. This Hollywood shit has got to stop. You are not messing with my feelings anymore. Mufasa died in The Lion King, by the way. Spoiler warning.
What?
Oh shit.
No, but
Yeah, James Earl Jones. He dead, man. So let's see Mufasa died. That was the last time I cried for a movie because I was over that shit.
But this movie
made me feel, man.
Yeah, this movie it's gonna make you feel something. Like whether you like it or not, like you're gonna feel something.
You may not enjoy the movie, but it will make you. It will touch you in just inappropriate ways.
It will get you talking. One thing or another, you are gonna be talking about this movie.
And this is a movie of so many layers and metaphors and just none of the things we spoke about, Adam, Eve, Cain and Abel, God, is actually mentioned in the movie.
Yeah,
it's all just allegories and metaphors and just deeply disturbing images. Darren Aronofsky's take on humanity is so, and what we've done to the world, it's so bleak and shocking. But really, it's also true. And I think that's what's the most disturbing about it, is that it makes you look back inward on humanity from the perspective of Mother and realize that people are the worst, man. Like a person is cool, like you're okay, I like you, I like this guy. But people
as a whole,
people are the worst.
What I liked about this movie is this movie is pure art. This is an art house film. Yeah. This is how art like really speaks to an audience.
Not for mainstream audience. That should be the fine print of any art house.
Yeah, it's not for mainstream audience. I don't think it was ever intended for that. But I mean, it speaks volumes, and I think people should see it for the simple sake of like it's a good talking point. Like it really speaks volume. I honestly think it's one of my favorite films of the year, given of how powerful impact it had on me. Like I mean, it's just one of those. It really seeps into
It's so outside of the scope of the regular Hollywood blockbuster or movies that come out of there these days. It's so different that.
You know, you mentioned it earlier, like a lot of Hollywood, it's just this dull level of entertainment. It's like just the standard.
Nothing makes you ask anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, lately we've seen some good films come out, like in the second half of the year with Blade Runner and Mother coming out. These are films that are really, they're pushing the barrier, they're pushing that envelope. I mean,
so you may have been desensitized to so many things because of Hollywood.
But this will really. This is filmmaking at its finest. You can sit through this movie and you'll wonder why you're feeling so uneasy, unsettled, and this is why. That's brilliant filmmaking. It's filmmaking at its finest. Aronofsky tackles some very difficult topics in this film.
Yeah.
And I think he nails it there. Like I mean.
But besides just tackling difficult topics, he presents it in an immensely graphical way.
But I think he makes it relatable. I think that's what's so powerful about this piece, is that he doesn't make it this highfalutin art house where it's over the top and.
No, but he puts it in your face though.
Yeah.
He doesn't leave the lingering question there about it. As they would in an art house movie where you just pay it off or it fades to black. No, it's in your face. You see the carcass of the child. You see them beating Jennifer Lawrence because she dared to attack after they killed the baby.
You see a burnt out husk. You really experience like her pain through Jennifer Lawrence. Like, and I mean, it's all relative. I mean, we can't say like what the earth is feeling, but I mean,
We can see what Jennifer Lawrence is.
Yeah, and I think it's if the Earth could speak.
It would be like, no. It would be, Mama! No, it wouldn't. Because why is the exclamation mark there?
Yeah, but I think that.
But why? Why is the exclamation mark?
Because think about that ending. That ending is quite an exclamation mark, like.
All of us. So guys, don't go watch the movie.
But also go watch this movie.
Also go watch the movie. But if you like Penguin and stuff, don't go watch the movie. If you don't, but you shouldn't watch this movie. But you also should watch this movie.
Yeah, you definitely want to watch this movie.
But you also don't want to watch.
But you shouldn't, because it's highly.
But then you also really should watch it. And if you do go watch it, which you should, and you shouldn't, you want to talk about it. You want to talk about it a lot. And we are here for you. Like Michael Jackson said in the 90s, you are not alone. We are here for you.
But you shouldn't go watch this movie. But you also should.
But if you do, leave some comments or video or some shit, because you want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And we will listen.
So
And judge you a little bit. But not a lot.
Just a little. Oh wait, so if you enjoyed our spoiler discussion of Mama, then you know, hit the subscribe, give us a like, do the things that make the things, you know.
And comment. Let's start a discussion about this piece of film, which is terrible movie and an amazing movie that you both shouldn't go watch.
That will disturb you and probably have you sitting in a corner crying somewhere.
If you have a doggo or papa or kitty,
Or Paparina,
grab them close and just hold them tight.
hold him tight.